Coming up on this edition of Talk of the Town, hey, issue 1, if you live in the state of Ohio, you're going to see it on the ballot this November, and that is why Judge Dan Padden will be joining us. Also, another thing that you'll see on the ballot if you live in the city of Cambridge, the Cambridge Fire Levy, and that is why we will hear from Chief Jeff Deeks from the Cambridge Fire Department alongside Firefighter Paul Gabel, and from the Byesville Rotary and the Cambridge Rotary, respectively, Tanya Hitchens and Kellie Brown telling us all about Pennies for Polio. That's all on this edition of Talk of the Town.
From the U.S. Bank Studios in downtown Cambridge, Ohio, it's Talk of the Town.
Welcome on into a brand new week of Talk of the Town from the U.S. Bank Studios, live to tape in downtown Cambridge. It's your boy, Jeremy Scott, back in the saddle once again, manning the cockpit, as it were, of course, behind the cameras, pushing the buttons with great aplomb and great ease, as he always does. Mr. Adam Green, our producer man.
Hey, man, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastically. Thank you very much. And, folks, a lot of information to be gleaned from this edition of Talk of the Town, so I say let's get right into it right now. Yeah, indeed. So one of the big hot-button issues right now in the state of Ohio, Issue 1. You will see it on the ballot no matter where you are watching this broadcast from. If you live in the state of Ohio, you're going to see Issue 1 on it. Very polarizing issue. There's a lot of information that goes along with it. Here to tell us more about it, I have Judge Dan Padden with us. Your Honor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me here on Talk of the Town.
Absolutely. So I was doing a lot of reading, and I continue to do a lot of reading, a lot of literature out there about Issue 1. In a nutshell, Issue 1 goes to reduce the sentences of people who are caught possessing drugs. Is that correct?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Issue 1 is called the Neighborhood Safety, Drug Treatment, and Rehabilitation Amendment. It's a constitutional amendment here in Ohio that's on the ballot. It's Issue 1. And really what it provides to do is 4 things. First, it's going to take all current felony of the 4th degree and felony of the 5th degree drug possession charges and make them misdemeanors. Mm-hmm. So just to put that into some perspective, you hear the example being used about fentanyl. Enough fentanyl to cover Lincoln's beard on a penny is enough to kill one person. Under this law, one could possess 19 grams of fentanyl and it would be a misdemeanor. 19 grams of fentanyl is enough to kill, well, approximately 10,000 people. Mm-hmm. You could possess 49 doses of heroin, 49 doses of LSD, 9 grams of cocaine. All of those would be misdemeanors, and the list goes on. So it definitely makes that change. Mm-hmm. It also makes it so that for your first and second offense, you could not be sentenced to any jail time whatsoever. It has to be that only that third offense within 24 months could a person be, at that point, sentenced to any jail incarceration.
Okay, so then it gets expunged after 24 months, is that correct?
No, there's no provision for the expungement of this under this law, but it reduces the level of the offenses and it essentially takes away punishment from these charges. The second thing it does, and this kind of goes way beyond what we're talking about, is that it provides for an up to 25% reduction for prison sentences for those that are currently serving a prison sentence for everything except for murder, rape, and child molestation. It provides that the law is retroactive, so if it passes, anyone who's previously been convicted of these offenses has the right to come in, have their charges amended. Anyone currently serving a sentence for the felony, the 4th to 5th degree, would be immediately released. And then it also provides that if you're currently on probation, you cannot be sentenced to a term of imprisonment if you violate your probation unless that violation is a new crime. Now, the fourth part of this is, how is this going to be paid for? And what the bill provides, or the amendment provides, is the savings from the Department of Corrections. What they're going to save in that will be enough to pay for all this drug treatment. However, the State of Ohio Office of Budget Management just released their report last week and said that even with considering any savings that may be out there, this legislation will cost tens of millions of dollars to Ohio taxpayers that will not be borne from the savings. So that's going to be borne by the local communities, the counties, the cities across Ohio. And it's another unfunded mandate, and it's enough to financially cripple most organizations.
So when we're talking about these sentences being reduced or these sentences being knocked down to misdemeanors instead of felonies, we're talking about the possession of. We're not talking about the trafficking of or the manufacture of.
That is correct. And what I think most persons don't realize when they hear this word treatment, and you talk to most folks, say, well, I'm for that. Well, we have that now under our law. It's called intervention in lieu of conviction. It was formerly called treatment in lieu of conviction. And what it provides for is that low-level felony offenses, generally first-time offenders, can apply to the court for intervention in lieu of conviction. We would place them on probation-like supervision for a period of generally at least a year, and they're required, obviously, to not use alcohol or illegal drugs, be subject to random drug testing, complete the treatment plan that their drug and alcohol counselor recommends, pay all their court costs. And if they can do all that, then their charges are dismissed or, like you said earlier, expunged. And we have had a very successful program here in our county for years for this. We actually have a drug court program at the Common Pleas Court. We call it the CARE program. That's Court Assisted Recovery Education. This is a very intensive program that persons go through. They meet with me at least monthly, sometimes more than that. They meet with their probation officer on a very regular basis. We have treatment team meetings between their counselors and the court. And quite frankly, I've found that there are times when a person's going through this rehabilitation process that they need to have their behavior redirected. Maybe they're not working as hard as they can. Maybe they've had relapses. And the threat of incarceration, quite frankly, is sometimes what it takes to get that person to be successful. As crazy as this is going to sound, I've literally had persons thank me for sending them to maybe the Eastern Ohio Correction Center. And the one in particular, I remember the young man standing up and saying to the probation officer, "You saved my life by doing that." And that's the real difficulty I have with this issue. One, this statewide amendment, the Common Pleas Judge Association, the Buckeye State Sheriff's Association, all have come out against it. We have a program now that is working. I think this goes way beyond what we need in Ohio. And as my understanding, through the state of California and Oklahoma, this has been passed. They've had a very difficult implementation of this.
It's actually been passed in 4 states, from what I was reading, if that's correct.
Well, I'm aware of California and Oklahoma.
I think Utah was another one. Okay. So if people would like to educate themselves about this, because this is such a hot button issue, it is so polarizing, is there a place somebody can go to read all of the verbiage on this?
Well, the Ohio Common Pleas Judges Association has a website. They can look there. They're certainly welcome to call me at the court. I know Judge Nicholson from the Cambridge Municipal Court has been speaking against this. Judge Bennett from the Probate Juvenile Court has been speaking against this. And I know any one of us would be more than happy to talk about it.
So all kinds of information, again, folks, on this issue. Make sure that you do educate yourself on this before you vote yes or no on this issue. Make sure that you do indeed go and you read as much about it as you possibly can. All kinds of places that you can go, all kinds of great resources that can give you all the information that you need. Judge Dan Padden, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you. And Jeremy, just so we're clear, I'm requesting persons vote no on issue 1.
It is Jeremy Scott back here at the U.S. Bank Studios, and we will be back with more Talk of the Town right here on YRP TV and on Channel 1021.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door.
The Old Country Loft in Byesville is full of quality country primitives and a whole lot more. Ruth Dixon and her crew bring you the things you need to decorate your home with country charm and warmth. The Old Country Loft, corner of Main and Glass Avenue, Byesville.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a great place to live, work, and play.
Check out Talk of the Town on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/YRPTV and be sure to subscribe.
Back here at Talk of the Town from the U.S. Bank Studios in downtown Cambridge, it is Jeremy Scott. Folks, don't forget to check out all past episodes of Talk of the Town on our YouTube channel. That's YRP TV. You can also look us up on Facebook, YRP Talk of the Town. Hey, folks, it's all there for you under one umbrella for your convenience. Do it for Adam Green. He likes hits on his stuff.
Thank you.
He likes people to hit on him, or at least on his videos. Folks, so we talked to Judge Padden a little bit earlier this show, and that is not the only thing that you're going to see on your ballot, issue 1 I'm talking about. There are going to be a few other things on the ballot, obviously. There's some stuff that pertains to the fire department, levies to be exact. And here to talk about that very thing, I have Chief Jeff Deeks as well as Paul Gabel. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Always a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to have a guy who's one of God's chosen people.
We're looking good.
Paul, your first time on the show. Thanks
Yes.
so much for coming up and joining us. So let's talk a little bit about this levy. What exactly is it? What does it do?
Well, we have two fire department levies for the city of Cambridge on the ballot this here in a few weeks for it, but they're just renewals. They're not replacements, and they're not new levies or anything. It's what people's been paying. One's a 3.0 mil levy, and the other one's a 3.9 mil levy. Basically, what that means, for every 30 cents of evaluation, for $100 will go on your property taxes, and then the 3.9 one is 39 cents.
Okay.
So to put that in perspective, if you take both levies, a homeowner on their property taxes, and you combine them, you're paying about $24 a month for fire protection for the city of Cambridge residents.
So when was the last time this was on a ballot?
We have to vote them on it every 5 years. These levies, we've always had great community support. I mean, the first levy was passed back in 1968, and it's passed ever since then every time. So every 5 years, it's up to the voters. We have to renew these fire levies for the citizens of Cambridge. And again, these are just renewals. So what you've been paying for the past 5 is what you're going to keep paying. So, but yeah, you're looking at about $24 a month total for both levies.
So again, nothing new, nothing surprising about this. You'll see what you've been paying for the last few years, that's what you're going to be paying. Or as Chief said, if you've been here for 50 years, what you've been paying since 1968 is what you will continue to pay, essentially. So what exactly will this go to pay for? When we're talking about the need to pass levies, obviously there's some overhead that goes along with what you do.
Absolutely. We're kind of a unique fire department, Cambridge is. Our operating budget predominantly comes from our fire levies. We have 3 levies in the city of Cambridge. We have 1 fire levy in Cambridge Township, and we operate just a small amount out of the city's general fund, the income tax, city income tax. So that's what pays for the trucks, the fuel, pays our salaries, pays for the lights on at the fire equipment. I mean, that's always a big issue for us, is getting the proper equipment so we can serve the citizens of Cambridge and Cambridge Township better. So, and that's our number 1 priority, is life safety. So all that money goes directly towards that. So it's challenging at times, just like with any organization out there. We have to make tough decisions, but we also have to do what's best for the citizens of Cambridge. People might not always agree with what we do and everything, but there's a rhyme or reason there.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. So it's pretty tough, but we enjoy it. Like I said, the citizens of Cambridge have always, and Cambridge Township has always supported our fire levies. So we really appreciate them for what they do for us. So,
how many trucks do you have in your fleet right now?
We have 7 big trucks, and we have some smaller, like utility vehicles. For it. So, and that's what we use. We have a hazmat trailer, we have a mass casualty trailer, we have boats. That we get some of those floods around here. We have to go out and rescue people. So it's
a lot of upkeep.
Yeah, there is, and we go on a lot of calls. We're doing a little bit of EMS protection now for the citizens of Cambridge as a first responder program. That's been a topic too of discussion, why we started that. Again, it's nothing against United Ambulance or anything like that, but they just get busy sometimes, and there's not guaranteed ambulance protection for the citizens of Cambridge. So we all have to be at least emergency medical technician. Paul, he's a paramedic, so he why not why can't we help serve the citizens a little bit better by providing this service to them?
Well, we're lucky to have that kind of backup here.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
So, Paul, I did want to bring you into the discussion. Fall is upon us. We are smack dab in the middle of fall, and with fall come things like bonfires and people wanting to burn leaves and that kind of thing. Can you give us some general, this should be common sense, but the thing about common sense, you and I both know it's not common. So can you give us some general common sense safety tips when it comes to bonfires and maybe the laws behind the bonfires and also burning leaves and trash?
Right now we're at a burn ban from till March, I believe.
Oh, wow.
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. No burning, not even in the barrels, anything like that. The wind picks up, everything gets a little dry. There's a good chance you could, cause a grass fire. We'd have to come and obviously put that out.
Right. And you'd be facing some legal issues as well if you
potentially, yes,
were to violate that burn ban.
Absolutely.
And when did that go into effect, Paul?
It goes in effect October.
Okay.
October till March.
So this is nothing new then.
No.
This is something that happens each and every year, the burn ban does.
Yep.
Yeah. And is this just for Cambridge, Chief, or is
this
for...
this is it's for the whole state of Ohio.
Okay.
Granted, we're a city department, but we do cover Cambridge Township. The rest of the county is volunteer departments, so they go on a heck of a lot more grass fires than what we do, but we still have to be prepared for it. But yeah, it's across the whole state of Ohio between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., no burning.
Right. So after 6 p.m. then, Paul, what are the regulations that people have to abide by when it comes to burning?
Well, you're not allowed to burn in the city unless it's pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Small.
So bonfires.
Yep.
Yeah, keep it small. Clean wood only, no trash, that sort of thing.
Very good. And Chief, is there a place that people can go if they would like to see what the rules and regs are when it comes to burning? Because I know that there are some things that can be a little confusing to people.
Sure, and people need to know. They need to know all the facts. Just like with anything we vote on, they need to know all the facts first. But yeah, you can go to Ohio Department of Natural Resources or Ohio Department of Forestry. They'll have all the regulations and requirements on there. Maybe some recommended practices. Hey, yeah, we're going to have a cookout or a bonfire or whatever. Let's have a garden hose handy. Let's keep combustible materials away from it. Of course, watch out for little ones, little kids, because we want to keep them safe. We don't want no part of that. But all that recommendations is on there, and there's even some fun pages on there for kids that you could print off for your kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews, and they can do some coloring and everything. So whatever they want to do.
And of course, don't forget to get those fire alarms and those smoke alarms.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
He is Chief Jeff Deeks, and he is Paul Gabel. They are both from the Cambridge Fire Department. Guys,
hey,
always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show. Is it safe to say that this segment was lit, Adam?
It was lit. It's on fire, buddy.
There you go. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town right here on YRP-TV and on Channel 1021.
Talk of the Town will be right back. Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a
great place to live, work, and play.
U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
For a show schedule of upcoming guests and to watch past episodes, go to yourradioplace.com.
Back here at US Bank Studios, it is Talk of the Town. Jeremy Scott here in the seat, and of course Adam Green manning the cameras and pushing the buttons. How are we doing so far, Adam?
Doing pretty well. We've made it through like one taping, and we're almost through a second one.
All right.
So we're good.
There you
I
go.
think we're good. We got this.
Hey, we're still in one piece somehow. Folks, so we have done a couple of issues so far here. We had issue 1 during the first segment. We had stuff about the levy, the fire levy, the second segment. This is not a political segment, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me right now from Cambridge Rotary and from Byesville Rotary, respectively, I have Kellie Brown as well as Tanya Hitchens. Ladies, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hi.
Tanya's first time on Talk of the Town, by the way.
Yes.
There you go. So,
Thank
hey,
you.
so pennies for polio. Let's talk about this. It's not pints for polio, but it is pennies for polio.
This is we're trying to get the youth involved.
Okay.
And so
because the youth can't drink pints.
Correct.
Unless it's Dean's milk.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to get the youth involved. Our president, Barry Rousen, our president of International Rotary, has said, challenged all of us to be the inspiration. Sure. And so we wanted to come up with a way of how kids could give back. And, children want to see where, they might not be helping children here, but they're going to be helping children around the world. And so we started this thing, the Penny Wars. And so we met with the principals at both Meadowbrook and Cambridge, and we said, hey, we got some rivalry stuff coming up here, and what do you think about doing Penny Wars? And so they were completely on board. Mr. Massolino from Cambridge, Mr. Detra from Rolling Hills, and they said, yes, we want our kids, we want our students to be part of this. And so we're going to start Penny Wars, and we have some posters. Forgot them in my car. Got some really good posters. It's going to go up in each of the schools, and it's going to be a friendly competition. We're going to try to advertise, on the radio, different place every day where we are. We're encouraging alumni to come in. So if you're an alumni of Cambridge and you really want to sabotage the Rolling Hills jar, get in there and get your money and put it in. And every day we're going to have the kids to celebrate this. We're just really excited that this is a partnership between Byesville and Cambridge Rotary Club.
Yeah, so it's a friendly competition. Then obviously you guys are both working towards the same goal.
Hey, fun fact. I think I heard you on the radio. What year were you born?
Oh, wow.
I heard you last week. You said 1988. I think you said.
Oh, you know what? You're 2 years off. 86.
Oh, that's what okay.
But I really appreciate the fact that she listens.
I thought
which, by the way,
said,
so can you, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. on 96
I'm pretty sure I heard correctly that he said 88. So we got some facts about 1988.
Let's talk 1988. I was 2.
In 1988,
there were 350,000 cases of polio around the world. Today, there are 17 cases.
Wow.
Active cases this year.
This year.
That's, wow.
Last year, there was 19.
I mean, that's still 17 too many, but
17 too many.
We're still very happy about the fact that
cases,
it's been able to be eradicated for the most part.
Yes. It's a plane right away, though. The way we travel these days and the way we go to countries, lots of countries, it's really just a plane right away, and we need to do something. We need to get rid of it.
Sure.
So it's remaining in 3 countries. Actually, Nigeria, I was happy to report that in 2016 and 17, there were 0 cases. 2018 so far, they don't have any active cases. So if they're able to successfully complete the year without active cases, it will be eradicated in Nigeria. So active cases are only remaining in Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Wow.
Where vaccinations continue all the time.
Sure.
Yeah, and vaccinations actually only cost 15 cents.
That was my next question.
Yes.
For you.
So students can bring in 15 pennies, and that not only will buy 1 vaccine. However, Bill and Melinda Gates will match every dollar, every cent that we provide with 2. So they might give 15 cents, but Bill and Melinda Gates are going to give 30 to match it, and that child is going to actually provide 3 vaccines to save a child's life around the world. So if we wouldn't have done anything right now, currently today there would be 17.4 million people who are currently healthy who would have been paralyzed by polio if we wouldn't have started. Wow. And if we stop right now, if we stop saying, we're out of money, it's too dangerous, some of our workers are getting killed over there, we're not going. If we stopped right now, next year this time there would be 200,000 new cases. And then every year that would compound. So we can't stop. We're too close.
Right.
We're going to do this, and little, Cambridge, city schools, Rolling Hills, is going to make an impact.
Out of its misery for good.
We're going to impact. We are so excited. We want in our district 6690. We're all part of this larger district of Rotary clubs, and we want to be the district that got the whole community involved and just said, hey, we're all in, and we want to be the inspiration.
And why it's so important is there's no cure, but it is preventable through the vaccination.
Right.
So once you have polio, you have it for life.
Yeah.
So we have to vaccinate so we ensure that there's no future cases.
Tanya, has Rotary always worked towards eradicating polio? Is that a new cause for Rotary?
No, this has been a world cause for Rotary for a very long time.
30th birthday this year. We're celebrating 30 years.
Okay, so you guys have been working on it since 1988 then.
Yeah, and respectively, our local clubs are always active annually and making sure that we're helping toward the greater cause.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sometimes really hard to think, what can I do in Cambridge or Byesville? What can Rolling Hills or Cambridge City do? But this is something that really affects so many people. It as Kellie said, it's a plane ride away. Mm-hmm. So we have to continue the work. And the goal is eradication.
And one last thing, Cambridge Rotary is also going to be on the square in downtown Cambridge on World Polio Day, which is the 24th.
Okay.
So we're going to have our
October.
booths. Yeah, next that's 24th. That'll be tomorrow. So we will be right down here from 11 to 1, and then from 4 to 5 with our booths, and we're going to kick polio. And so we look for everybody to help us out, and donations. We're gonna do this.
Absolutely. And Tanya, is there a Facebook page or something for Byesville Rotary?
Yes, we have a Facebook page. We also have a Twitter and Instagram. So please find us and follow us. And go donate at Rolling Hills.
I mean Cambridge.
I love it. You know, folks, this is as close as it's going to come to Celebrity Deathmatch on Talk of the Town.
Yes.
So I'm really happy we can be doing this. And Kellie, when will it all wrap up?
World Polio Day is the 24th.
Okay.
This is if we can get no new cases in these other 2 countries for the next 3 years, we will have considered eradicated. So what it has to be is no new cases in that country for 3 consecutive years, and it'll be considered eradicated. And so we have 2 countries left. We have Pakistan and Afghanistan. And I know there's a lot of travel between the countries and other countries around there, but we're going to do it.
Absolutely.
And for Penny Wars, on Friday, everything will be counted, and there will be a trophy handed out to the winning school
at the football game.
So make sure that you are staying tuned to that, ladies and gentlemen. She is Kellie Brown. She is Tanya Hitchens. I appreciate you both.
Thank you.
All the best of luck to both of you.
Thank
Great
you.
cause. And hey, listen, really and truly, there is no loser when it comes to this, just winning. Yeah. It is Jeremy Scott, and we'll be back to wrap up Talk of the Town right here on YRP TV.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door. U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
A lot of great information on this edition of Talk of the Town. Hopefully you got something out of it. Thanks again to all my guests here to talk about Issue 1 at Judge Dan Padden. Also, we had Chief Jeff Deeks from the Cambridge Fire Department alongside Paul Gabel, and from the Byesville and Cambridge Rotaries, Kellie Brown and Tanya Hitchens. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to tell you about one cool thing. Make sure that you check out the Courthouse Light Show, and I'm not talking about the Christmas version, I'm talking about the Halloween version. It all gets underway Friday the 26th. Make sure you check that out. All kinds of cool music and lights to go along with it. It's kind of a spooky thing, so check it out, ladies and gentlemen. I think you'll dig it if you dig Halloween whatsoever. For our producer, Adam Green, a guy who really digs Halloween, I'm Jeremy Scott saying, have yourself a fantastic day, night, or otherwise.